This is a Kadett Nordmende 57. It is a German radio from 1957, as the name implies. I bought it for $20 off of Facebook Marketplace. Not working, and it's all dusty. There's some damage to the front panel. That string looks a bit old, might need to replace that. I have no idea. I haven't opened it up yet, so we're going to figure that out. Alright, first thoughts. I found the schematic online. Let me raise my chair. And it appears to be somewhat functional. I see 4 knobs. None of them turn this. And this one is loose. That's just off. Okay, so we're going to figure that out. In the meantime, this is actually somewhat heavy. Hi. This is my first ever interjection from editing. Does that make me a real YouTuber yet? I don't know. But I noticed as I was editing this video, one, the volume of me talking was way too low, and the volume of all the noises was way too loud. And I think that my really bad phone stand, since it has springs in it to hold it in place, is acting like a spring reverb tank whenever I make any noise on the bench. Like, it just makes spring noises. So I'm going to try to fix that. I barely know how to use the software, and if I can't, you might just have to deal with it. I am sorry, so we shall see. Got us from this really nice man up in Ackwood. Looks like, yeah, the Bakelite case is broken. I need to fix that somehow. I don't know how to fix Bakelite. I'll figure it out, I guess. Take this tape off. That's obviously not stock. That's not good. I'm not going to keep the tape there, but that is worse than nothing. Gotta love it. Okay, the power cord. Oh, it's not cut. There's just pins that go here. Okay. Well, let's just take that off real quick. Look around inside. I don't smell asbestos or see it, which is good. Just looking. I don't see anything that looks black or black or smoky or anything like that. I don't know what I'm looking at, to be honest, down here. I gotta figure that out. And this workbench is an absolute nightmare. But that's just the way I roll, apparently. Oh, God. It looks like taking these 2 screws out and I pull this whole tray. Where's my screwdriver? There it is. Screwdriver. I don't know. I haven't figured this out, and I can't read the manual because it is in German. And I'm not going to ask my German friends to translate the entire manual for me. So I am on my own for now. Notice this fuse down here is just held in by pure sheer force of will and hope. Ah, shit. Okay. First things first, though. I was going to move this from 110 volts to 125, but nope, that's not happening right now, so I will just not do that right now. Get this side. I don't know why this side looks fine and that side's all bent. I'll need to figure that out. This is a giant capacitor. It's almost certainly dead. I'll make sure that it is before I do anything crazy with it, but it's almost certainly dead. If it is, I'll just try to you basically open it up and take the capacitor out, like the guts out, and then you put a new capacitor inside. Man, I don't know what I'm doing. there. What was that? Oh, that was my screwdriver. What's this piece of paper? Oh, it might be, I'm assuming it's a cover to set, or to cover up all of the electronics underneath so you can just access it really easily as a repair tech. Ooh, look at that. That's nice, man. That looks nice. It looks hectic as all get out, but it looks nice. There is a turning thing here. A piece of bakelite stuck, and that's not good. This looks like it turns the like the dial string, I'm assuming. It's been a while since I've played radio like this. Probably shouldn't be touching that. So that cardboard is shot. That's not. I don't even know if it's possible to clean cardboard. I'll need to figure that out. Any voltage in this thing has died out a long time ago. Oh, man, I'm just thinking, like, should I replace all the caps just right now? Because they're almost certainly gone. Somebody must have dropped this thing. This case is shattered on the bottom. I don't like that. What's that hole for? I don't know. There's a hole for something, and I'm not sure what it is. Must be put right here. Yeah, somebody dropped this and shattered the bakelite, and now I'm gonna figure out how to put it back together. Oh, never said this would be easy. Shouldn't plug it in just yet, I do know that. Figure out how to get this whole thing out. Doing something wrong. It doesn't want to come out, and I don't know if I want to push it. Look at these beautiful, you can't see right now, hold on. Absolutely beautiful Telefunken tubes. I think they're quite lovely. My phone stand is going to fall off this desk. I need to get a better phone stand. Tubes are probably fine, honestly. They tend to last for some reason. Gonna be a hell of a radio to fix. Why do I say fix? I don't know. So I'm not fixing it, I'm fixing it. I need to figure out how to get it out though. But honestly, right now, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. Because it is late. It is very late. and I am tired, so I will figure this out tomorrow. Alright, I couldn't really go to bed. I don't know. Something about this was bothering me. Like, I wanted to get something done. So I need to put this in this really awful phone stand. Hold on. $20 on Amazon and probably not the best idea. Is it gonna fall? Probably, but we'll figure that out later. So, I took the knobs off. There's a spider in here. There is a spider in here. Oh, and it is crumbling to dust as I pick it up. Well, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with dead spiders on my radios, so I'm going to just throw it away. This. That panel it's loose somehow. I don't know what's loose and what's not loose, and what's going and what's not, and all that stuff. Something fell. I'll figure that out later, but for now. Oh my god, this is destroyed. Oh man. I should have asked for $15, not $20. This is not in good condition at all. Switches still seem to work though, but oh dear. Something is holding, there we go. These two little things right here. There's these little nuts holding these pieces on that I'm moving with twisty needle nose pliers for some reason. Oh, okay, well those just fell. I tried to keep them from falling and they fell anyway. Now this piece of the radio is coming apart. Oh man, I need to figure out a solid way to get this fake light back together. Because it's not supposed to do this. Last time I checked, it's not supposed to do this. And I know nothing about the Germans and their radios in the 50s, but I'm pretty sure they did not intend this to happen. So, man, I really did spend too much on this. I don't have that much money. I'm a college student. It's a different conversation. Okay, getting some of the dust off, the big clumps anyway. By the way, I just watched Knives Out. Great movie. I just watched this an hour or so ago. It really is a lovely movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you do. I don't know what that rubber grommet was for, but it's going to have to be replaced because it fell out. This is taking a while because I'm not using the right tool for the job. I wonder if there's a lesson to be learned in that. Alright, I guess there isn't. That didn't sound good. None of this sounds good. Oh no. Okay. That sounds bad. Okay, that's just the panel falling. I'm probably holding it the wrong way. This makes me sad. I have never botched the opening of a device as hard as I botched this one. This panel's glass too. That's what I was hearing, is the glass shards being broken. This lovely gold coating, but anyway. That would have been like there. And if all the glass pieces aren't here, then I can't fix the glass. I don't have access to like the piece of material that this came from. Oh dear. Yeah, I found there's just glass pieces everywhere now. Okay. Well, we are going to maybe not disconnect that. We'll just keep it there. I don't want to disconnect anything right now. Like desolder. At least the resistors are helpfully labeled 1K. That's nice of them. That wax, that capacitor, I don't know what's that, plastic wax on the outside. It looks a little melty. You probably can't see it from that angle, and I can't really move the phone that much. I could just do a handheld though. I'll just do that. Oh, wait a second, I see. There is another nut screw assembly keeping this in. I can't do this left-handed. Sorry, lefties, your way of life is just not for me. I say it's left-handed right now. It's really the angle, I guess. Just need to get it loose enough to do it by hand. So number 678 I see on this speaker. I don't know what that means. It just says 678 on the back of the metal. You know, if this case worked properly, this would be like peak German engineering. But nope, it does not. Because somebody dropped it. I mean, you can just see, like, they dropped it on the corner right here, and it shattered the beak light, it shattered the glass. This makes me sad, man. Case shouldn't look like this. There's pieces forever missing that I'll never be able to get back. Because they weren't there when I got it. Gotta love that. There's something I'm looking for over here. I can't find it. See the dial indicator though? That's important. It's broken off the string. Of course it is, and I don't know if I can put it back on. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Need to get a bag for the parts. I have a notification on my phone. Oh, let's turn that. Radio parts. Dusty radio parts in a dusty old bag. What I say old is, though this bag is any more than like 2 years old, because it probably isn't. Just kicking around. I just use Ziploc bags for everything in this workshop, and I reuse them too. So I end up with bags that don't look sanitary or clean or anything in the slightest. And they aren't, because they absolutely aren't. But, oh man, what to do with this? Look at that beautiful back. That's real nice. I'm going to take this adhesive off. There's no point. I'm going to have to replace it with something. I have the miracle of modern technology at my disposal. Yeah, I took that part there off. Oh, this glass. It's never going to be like it was. This radio, I mean, the glass, but the radio itself. However, I can try to get it as best it can be, and that's all I can do. That's the plan. The back of this little Nordmende, probably pronouncing that wrong, thing is held in with these bits. I had to bend this one back out to fit it. Let's bend these in. They go in. And then this would go here. You see this? No, you can't see this at all. You're just gonna have to listen to me talk for a moment. Unless the Benny Hill theme stuck in my head, which is really unfortunate. So this would be about how it's supposed to look. Now to figure out how to fix bake plate. But for the meantime, I probably am going to stop here for the day. I'm going to move this to a less precarious place because it's right now tilting on the edge of the workbench. But after I do that, I'm going to stop because I do not have in me right now anything I need to do to fix this. It's late, I'm tired, and I need to do some research. So I'm gonna go do that. Well, looks like the only way to clean this is with toothbrush. Yes, I am actually doing this. And yes, this is going to take a long time. But look at this, it actually kind of works pretty well. Ignore the water heater going on in the background, but I think, you know, toothbrush and wire brush together are doing pretty decent job. You know, it could be better, but you know, I'm just trying to get the metal to shine again. However, stuff like this area, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And yes, I did replace that rubber grommet and this one too, but I don't know if I have any others that fit, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, back at the editing desk here. You can see radio looks pretty good, but the big issue is that capacitor right there. So I'm going to see what I can do to get it to work, and I will give you an update. So I've just been reforming this capacitor, no big deal, until... What's that? That is a very leaky capacitor. So it looks like this thing's just toast. I'm gonna stop focusing on the... There we go. Alright, capacitor is removed. I took the wires off, just pull this out, and those two things came on. Now, I gotta figure out how to get this thing open. I don't know how to do that. Alright, arts and crafts time. So I have the old capacitor here. Took it apart. I added new terminals
because the old ones are aluminum. You can't solder to aluminum, or at least I can't. And then that's the new capacitor inside the chassis body of the old one. Cardboard in there to keep them secured, and that's the new one. All done.
All right, well, it took like 2 hours, but this thing is done. It just contains the 100 microfarad capacitor. The 50, which is somewhere over there, will just go in off to the side. I couldn't fit both of them in here. And as you can see, it looks all right, but the idea is that when I put it in, that from the top you won't be able to tell. Also, one of these pins is just the negative. As you can see, it's just negative positive. I don't know how to put the capacitor terminal onto this case, so this is just ungrounded or unconnected or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it should be good. All right, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last video, but I got this. Sorry, I was just unplugging all that. I got this capacitor working. The negative is attached to the ground here like it should be. Negative of this one, this is just the 50 because I couldn't fit the 50 in there. And that's attached to all those wires, those two right there. So that's all doing good. This is a little bit wobbly, but I think it'll be fine. As you can see, I've been replacing here, all of those paper capacitors. I still have this one to do, which is actually a 10 mega ohm resistor too. You see that, hold on, let me get something to poke at it with. This wire, that little bare one right there, I think that's where the resistor goes. I have no idea. I need to measure the pins. But we shall see if it all works out. In theory, the only capacitors I have to replace are the paper ones, like that one, that 100 picofarad. There's another one way back in there I need to get to. I don't see any others right now. I might find more later. I don't know, but that should be all the capacitors. I'm going to do a quick voltage check on this to make sure it works right, though, and we shall see. Well, back at it again with the radio. It is the next day, and I have realized that the output of this transformer, the main power output, goes down here to these two wires. What is all that noise above me? I have no idea. And they travel up through here until they get here. And this is the positive wire, and that is the negative wire, because this is the rectifier. So I put the main B plus on the 50 microfarad and not the 100 microfarad, so I need to switch these red and yellow wires right here. So that's the first step. All right, it took me longer than expected, but I finally fixed the wiring. If I move these out of the way, you can see that the red's over here and the yellow's over there. So yeah, not much else to say. I guess I'll plug it in and make sure it all works. Currently, this is set up in such a way that it makes this, or turning this knob makes this string right here move. It's in theory it's supposed to. Okay, it's supposed to. It's not, but it should. If I push this switch, now turning this makes this bottom one move. So when I plugged it back in after doing all this capacitor work, the main capacitor, the 100 microfarad, was only at about 135 to 140 volts, and the transformer was humming a lot more than it should. So I unplugged it. Don't want to overload anything. I unplugged a wire from the bridge rectifier here, so the transformer, the high voltage side, is now disconnected. I tested the filaments. My meter says 6 volts, but it can only do single digits, no decimals. So I'm assuming that's 6.3. I'm assuming it's fine. This wire and all that, the high voltage is now insulated or disconnected from the radio, and it's measuring 245. That's really exactly what we want right now. So that means that the transformer is fine, and somewhere in this radio is overloading that transformer. So now I gotta figure out where. Hi, from the editing desk. I don't really like to, I guess, spoil things. I'd rather just have it play out so you learn along with me, but just a warning, this gets me on this whole rabbit hole for like 2 hours in real time, probably more, honestly, of troubleshooting the wrong thing. So if you're yelling at your screen saying, no, why did he say that? Why did he think that? I don't know. I'm still learning and I'm still making mistakes and figuring things out. So you just get to suffer along with me. So this thing is causing me trouble again. It is February 12th, 2 days before Valentine's Day, when I was supposed to get this done. So we shall see. But I just checked the transformer. It's fine. This isn't connected. Don't worry. It's just going down somewhere. The filament winding is perfectly fine. The output, the power output, high voltage is putting out about 245 AC volts. When I put it on the 125 volt setting, the whatever this is called, the rectifier, is working fine. By the way, this is a weird rectifier. This orange thing. Like it's Rundfunk Gleichrichter. Like I can't speak German. I'm gonna stop. But the rectifier's fine. The moment I connected this yellow B+ wire, the transformer started humming, and there was a little bit of a spark too. So that's not good. So I'm basically going to disconnect. I'm going to go down this line, follow it all the way down to here, which is where it goes. You see that little twisted yellow and black cable in the back? Right there. I'm just going to disconnect stuff one at a time. At every opportunity, every time this line hits something, I'm going to disconnect it and see. And if that's not causing it, you know, I'm going to go down the line again and disconnect that one and see. And I'm going to keep doing that until I fix the problem, essentially. And then the moment I figured out, okay, this section is causing the power draw, then I'm going to find out what part it is, which hopefully will be pretty obvious, and then replace it. And then, in theory, in theory, the radio should work. I'm really hoping it does, because it'd be nice to get this working, but now we'll see. So, I was wrong. This is humming, but the transformer's still getting overloaded because if I touch it, it burns me. I disconnected. Basically, the transformer goes into the rectifier, goes down here to the capacitor, and then this wire takes it to the rest of the radio. So the only thing, this is disconnected, the only thing that the transformer is connected to is rectifier, capacitor. And it's still getting warm if I touch it. So this transformer is dead. I imagine it's like shorted or something. I don't really know what, but the transformer is gone. So I'm going to have to replace it. Though, here's hoping that if I do this, it should be completely fine afterwards. But we shall see. Real quick, while I was trying to just formally write out the schematic of this power transformer section, because it's a little bit confusing. Let's look at these two wires right here. They come in through here. There's supposed to be a little... Did you focus, camera? Thank you. There's supposed to be a little terminal here, and that's not there. But oh well, I'll have to replace that eventually. It goes through here till it hits these two. One of these wires branches off to an inductor, and then to the dial light, or sorry, and then to the switch, not the dial light. Inductor, and then power switch, and then that goes back. That goes to the fuse, and then that goes to the transformer. The other inductor, or the other side, goes to, among other things, this capacitor, which apparently is a capacitor, which goes somewhere else. We don't need to worry about that right now. But it's C119. That's what this is. That's important. And then this inductor
and then to the voltage selector. See that? But in the schematic, C119 and the voltage selector are on different leads. One's supposed to be on live, one's supposed to be on neutral. But it looks like whoever built this or modified or whatever put them both on the same lead, and that's not good. Because it's against the schematic, and so I'm assuming it's not gonna be good. So I need to fix that, I guess. And like half an hour later, I have the transformer out. This says, I can't read German, but I had somebody else do it for me. 230 volts at 70 milliamps with a 2.8 amp 6.3 volt supply. I don't think I need 2.8 amps, but I'll figure that out. See that little slot right back there? That's where one of these things was under, and I had to take this section off to get to it. It was very annoying, but there's a giant hole. This was attached to it, so I need to get another place to store this this little interface power board, or I just make my own, and I have all the other components off here. So I just need to get a replacement for this that fits in here, will stay in here, allows me to put this on, and makes everything work, which is really the best thing I could get is another one of these, but that's not happening. So I need to find one, I guess. Find a replacement. A few quick shots of me taking apart the transformer. Nothing much, just if you wanted to see how it was put together. So I found out that this specific drill bit, where is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? There we go. Is perfectly able to fit in these holes and drill out these rivets. This one was me trying and failing to pull it out. That was a problem. But I already took, one of these. I took this little panel off already. It's right over there. But as you can see, it's basically a perfect hole because they're made of a different metal. This one's softer, I think, so it's going to want to drill through that instead of this outer shell. Once I get these off, I just pull them off, and then I have to actually unwind the transformer itself. So yeah, I'll do the other two and we'll see what happens. So I took 3 of them out, and I'm just taking out these middle pieces because they were falling out anyway. Put them over there. Look at that. Somebody accidentally put 2 of them where they should have put 1, so the pattern accidentally breaks. That's kind of silly. And it's off with 3 of the rivets disconnected. So here's the actual fun part that we need to look at. I do find it interesting how non-rusty this side is and how rusty this side is. So that's delightful. But I don't know why it's so different, go figure. Now I just gotta unwind it and count the number of turns so I can put them back on. This is what we call in the business as a terrible idea. As you can see, I was unwinding, having a great time, getting all the wires done, and then I realized I am never going to be able to actually put this back together. So I just took it apart entirely for fun, and now I need to actually get a transformer. So this is a bit of an awkward way to end a video, but I kind of need to do that. I just need to get this out and done with because this is I think it's over a month old. So I'm just going to do that. So you get the unsatisfying ending, and when I find that transformer, you will get the satisfying ending. How lovely. In the meantime, I have this final shot of the radio before I started, messing with it, and I will see you in the next one.